Hey everybody, I'm Tim and this is Fabian Ziegler from Aganorsa Leaf, and today, cigars are going international. You're watching Cigars Daily. Hey, get more out of all our content when you join the community on Cigars Daily Plus, where Fabian is now a proud member and part of the community. And of course, you'll find more even in this video if you watch it there. And for this one, we're both smoking Aganorsa Leaf's Signature Series. I've got the Aganorsa Leaf Signature Maduro.
And I got the Corojo.
And you're smoking the Corojo. Now,
yes.
give me the shotgun blast on the Corojo. Why is this different than the Aniversario or Validacion? Why should I smoke a Signature?
So the Signature has one very special leaf in the blend within our whole portfolio. And that special leaf is called the Medio Tempo leaf. Oh. Medio Tempo leaf is for all you guys internationally, since we are talking about international.
There's going to be international folks
which
watching.
By the way, there's going to be international, so I must act more international. So okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're set.
Cultured.
I got my international hat on.
Cultured.
I am. Yes. I will promise to act like a true gentleman, or try to act like a gentleman, and whatnot. Now here, all you guys out there, you know, Cigar Daily. Cigar Daily has a cigar journal, right? You've been smoking for a lot of years.
18 years.
Okay, 18 years. So you've reviewed. You've talked a lot about cigars.
Oh yeah.
I call BS on that. You know why? Because
I
got his cigar journal, cigar review from Cigar Journal. This is Tim's book. Look, it even has Tim's name on here, right? So this must be his review journal. And as you go through the pages, it's all empty.
It's empty.
It's empty. So how many cigars have you really reviewed?
Well, I've filled a few of those, and that one is actually a prop. I just put it up when I do. This is my cigar review journal that I'm using right now.
Okay, all right.
This one's got the pages of my actual reviews in it. So there's some stuff I wrote in the beginning, and then there's my notes right there. Yeah, I got a shelf of these somewhere.
All right, nice. So you've reviewed at least 7 cigars. Okay,
I reviewed 7 cigars, and we're good. Yeah,
okay,
that makes me a pro.
And that was in the last hour.
And in the internet world, reviewing 7 cigars makes me an aficionado. I would say.
Perfect.
Dude, I gotta tell you,
now wait. Sorry to interrupt.
Please.
But the very special leaf, the Medio Tempo leaf in here,
yes.
That Medio Tempo is literally the best of the best. There's like most tobacco plants don't even have a Medio Tempo leaf.
It's at the top.
The top, and it's a special grade. And it's a grade that the Cubans put, it's the best of the best leaf from each plant. And a Medio Tempo was made very famous from a Cuban brand called the Bejiques. Bejiques, which is a phenomenal cigar, probably very expensive.
Yep.
You definitely have to refinance your 3 houses to buy a Bejique.
These days.
That's what made the Medio Tempo leaf very famous. Now, you can try it. You don't have to refinance your house to try one of the signatures, because depending on where you are in the U.S., whatever, it's anywhere between $11 to $13 a stick, whether you get the Corojo or the Maduro. Same blend on the inside, just different wrapper.
So I've got the Maduro, and it also has the Medio Tiempo leaf in there.
That's right.
Just really quick, what's the rest of the blend? The Medio Tiempo's in there.
It's all Nicaraguan. It's all Nicaraguan. And the main difference is if you're so what does the wrapper leaf do? So the Maduro is a little more sweeter. So it rounds off the earthiness, that little bit of spice, and it just rounds it off, so it makes it a more well-rounded cigar. Whereas the Corojo exaggerates the spiciness and the earthiness. So you want more flavor. It's still medium plus body or strength, or just strength. For you, it's just strength. For me, it's body and strength. But you have to watch the other video to really understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
So cross contamination or cross whatever.
We'll watch them all.
Exactly. So you want up in your face flavor, you go for the Corojo, because the Corojo just emphasizes the spice and the earthiness.
And truthfully, the Maduro is sweeter. It's smooth. It's a little bit earthy, and it does have that like really nice refined, what you'd expect from Medio Tiempo, which is something I always get excited when I see it in a cigar. And that's when I see cigars. And that brings me to what I'm really concerned about.
All right.
There is this push right now where all these cigar makers, and I'm just going to go ahead and accuse you, Aganorsa Leaf is going to these international markets. Now, Sounds like a great thing, especially if you're an international cigar smoker. You live over in the UK, you live over in Europe, you live in other countries around the world. Where else am I missing? Where else are you guys?
Ghana.
Ghana.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you live in Ghana, dear God, you're going to be excited to see all of the what you guys would refer to as New World cigars from the United States, which is great unless you're an American. And you've been smoking cigars all along, and now all these cigar makers are going to start rolling cigars for the entire world. Now, here's what I know up front. In America, we smoke twice as many cigars as the rest of the world combined.
Oh.
More than that. More than that. How many more than the rest of the world combined?
4 to 5 times.
4 to 5 times as many cigars as the rest of the world combined. So those are rookie numbers, Europe. You're gonna have to beef up those numbers. But now you guys are gonna go and mass distribution to all these other countries. I'm working on getting enough cigars for myself. I'm about make America cigar smokers smoke more cigars again greater. And you guys are now spreading the love so far that how am I going to know that I'm going to keep getting cigars? So I'm very concerned about this push for the international market. It's great, but I don't know. I don't see how this is great benefit to me and the many cigar smokers who got a lot of cigar brands to where they are. How are you guys going to keep looking out for us?
Do you take vacations?
I have been known to do that.
You've gone to Europe or elsewhere?
I have been to Europe and elsewhere.
Well, there you go. You'll find our cigars when you go on vacation. So that's
the upside I'm looking for here.
That's right. That's right.
I can go to France and get a cigar I can get in America.
Listen. When we were around the round table and we were talking and we were like, man, we feel bad for Tim because the last time he was in Italy, all he was stuck with was smoking these Italian little rough cut cigars.
There was a problem.
When next time he goes to Italy, he's going to have Aganorsa cigars in there. So it's going to emphasize he's going to have so many more memories of his Italian trip.
Listen, if that's the sole reason, I guess I'm okay with it. But
don't go to Italy until September of next year because our cigars are going to be there in September.
I'll tell you guys when I plan my trip. You can go. We'll coincide. I'm curious about this because this is a massive push throughout the industry. You see lots of brands now with international distribution. They're announcing on a half wheel that Aganorsa Leaf opens up in Germany, and you just recently went to the Intertabac, which is sort of like, if I can, the international PCA trade show. It's like the International Cigar Trade Show or Tobacco Trade Show.
It's actually the largest tobacco trade show in the world.
So first of all, the fact that something that's the biggest in the world isn't happening in Texas is already an affront to what we do here.
Yeah, it's in Dortmund, Germany.
Dortmund, Germany.
Yes.
So what is this push to go international? And I mean, mostly for cigar smokers who are here, who are picturing now boxes of cigars going off to Europe rather than the United States, where they already go to their local brick and mortar shop and are hearing stories about, this cigar's on back order. They're trying to roll them. They're trying to get them in here. If you're legitimately a little bit concerned, how the hell is this supposed to work?
So why Europe or why international? Have you seen me? I'm a big guy. I like to eat. The food is so much better. Listen, I was born in Switzerland. I love schnitzel. There is no better schnitzel than the schnitzel in Germany or in the German part of Switzerland. So in order for me to get really good schnitzel, I have to sell cigars internationally. So it gives me a reason to go international to get good schnitzel.
Did you, when you were in Germany, I mean, you are, if I may, very American. And so even though you were born over there, did you fit in pretty well, or did they look at you as like that off the wall? Because I always was seen as the loud, obnoxious American whenever I'm anywhere international, because that's what I am.
First of all, the Germans love me, but they had to go, I'm an acquired taste, because I show up, et je commence à parler en français, et les Allemands, ils aiment pas tellement les Français, parce qu'il y avait une petite guerre, la guerre mondiale, numéro 1, numéro 2, alors ils étaient pas dans le même, group. So as a French-speaking person, okay, I was looked down upon in Germany because Germany was not necessarily friends with France during a small little war called World War I and World War II. So once they got past that, they're like, oh yeah, he speaks French, but he's got a Swiss accent. Oh, so we stashed a lot of money in Switzerland, so he's good. So welcome, Fabian. Welcome. Come on over. Plus, your last name Ziegler sounds German. So yes, come on over. You can order whatever schnitzel you want, and the first beer's on me.
So let's talk about this move to go international for a lot of these brands. So first of all, I want to understand what spurred this on. Like, why suddenly go to all these markets that, don't smoke nearly as many cigars as the American market, especially if you're struggling to fill back orders for brick and mortar shops across the States?
So I will answer and tell you we will try not to cannibalize the U.S. market. I can only speak for Aganorsa, but we will not try to cannibalize the U.S. market, which is where we first launched and where we are, and we're slowly growing. I mean, the company's grown 300% in the last 2 years. So we're growing. So we will never forget any of you American smokers all over wherever you're watching this.
The acolytes in America.
The acolytes, the Aganorsa acolytes, the flex. That's right, the flex. This muscle right here on my arm is a little more defined, but this muscle on his arm is a little more defined. So it's a win-win. Win-win. Okay. Why international? Because there is a black hole of cigars. Cuba's been around for 420 years, right? And that's Cuba. And then you go into the Dominican, which the Dominican are just celebrated 150 years, I believe. La Aurora or the other company just celebrated 150 years. Then you take a step closer, then you have Nicaragua. Nicaragua is celebrating, I think, the 60th year. I think Hoya de Nicaragua, which celebrated their 60th year. And then you take a step further back in Honduras, and I think Honduras is like 37 or 40 years or something like that. So those three are considered the New World cigars. Before all manufacturers, we were happy. We were at the PCA, which PCA was IPCPR, and then before that was RTDA show, and then before that, I don't know, because my first show was RTDA show.
Some other letters.
It seems like they every 6 years they throw a whole bunch of letters or a whole bunch of spaghetti on the glass and whatever sticks, So just as long as the next show isn't the LGBTQT plus RW tobacco show, I will attend. Okay,
all right.
Okay, whatever. So we're happy at that show, and little by little, distributors from other countries who saw the lack of Cuban cigars in their country were looking for New World cigars. Not only because Cuban prices have gone up year after year after year, but there's more and more smoking going on, even though it's very hard to find smoking areas in any country. I mean, you think the laws are strict in your state that you're in America. Go internationally, and some countries, I mean, what you're doing is grotesque.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's like weed going smoking all over the place and whatnot. But that's another topic for another show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So these these distributors started contacting us and going, hey, would you be open to selling your cigars internationally? So of course, as a manufacturer, we want to roll more cigars. We want to sell more cigars. So that's when we start taking information from distributors from elsewhere.
When we're talking about the international market, I think the biggest concern that I have, this is what scares the daylights out of me, is that all of these, and I don't mean it derogatorily, Europeans are going to be getting all the goods. Like, what's going on over there? And people in, what did you say, Ghana? Like, all the Ghanese people are going to be smoking Aganorsa cigars, and I'm going to be over here like, please, sir, may I have some more, Fabian? And they're going to be like, no, you can't have them. I sent all the cigars to Ghana, damn it.
Man, that's very racist towards the Romanians who live in Rome. That's very racist towards them, because some of them smoke cigars.
Some of them do.
So, yes.
And some of them follow this channel, and we love them.
Exactly.
Dearly.
So welcome all you Romanians in Rome, and we'll include the Vatican City that's actually being watched and secured by the Swiss National Guards.
Yeah, not a lot of cigar smokers there, though.
No,
maybe the Pope.
No,
maybe.
Yeah. But there's a smoke coming out of the building once in a while. So maybe
that's why.
Maybe that's when they're puffing those big 6x60 JFRs.
That's right.
Or maybe the 10x100.
If anyone's got the 10x100 right now, it's the Pope.
That's right.
So how is this going to work with
Here's the thing, right? So the cool thing with Aganorsa, because we are a grower, we have a whole bunch access to a lot of tobacco. So yes, so we want to sell internationally, but I'm here to tell you, I am kind of like the gatekeeper to the international business for Aganorsa, and I will not open the gate or open the floodgates to the international market without first taking care of the U.S. market. I cannot speak for other manufacturers. Yes, maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, we'll make an exclusive for a certain country, this and that, whatever. Do you know why manufacturers do that?
Why? I see a lot. By the way, I see a lot of international exclusives
because a lot of those international style cigars are made internationally all fill through back into the U.S. and they have all these friends in all these different countries and this and that, whatever. Yes, there's another brand that I used to work for, used to release once in a while European exclusive, this and that, whatever. And then there are more of the European exclusives being smoked in the U.S. than there were in Europe, because
really?
they were getting bought and then they were getting sold. Just like there's a lot of cigars that are being sold here in the U.S. that actually, of the New World, that are being sent to international.
Absolutely.
And that's where some of the distributors, some of those people are actually understanding and realizing, oh man, this is a good cigar. Let's try this out.
Now, for the international market, when it comes to getting your cigars out there, I assume that this is because there is some hole to fill. I mean, if the cigar shops or the what do you call it? Cigar de cave?
La cave cigar.
La cave cigar. If the cave cigar has plenty of cigars on the shelf, where is the room for Aganorsa? How come you can suddenly...
In the last couple of years, the Chinese market just opened up, and it was almost like a black hole where they started swallowing up all the Cuban cigars. Yeah. And at one time, it was more than 50%. It still is. More than 50% of all Cubans are ending up in China. Now, try to get a cigar out of China. That's almost impossible. Try to get anything out of China other than TV, your bikes, your microphone, even ashtrays and all the swag, all the manufacturers used in the U.S. are made in China in a sense. But,
and trying to get that out of China is not easy today either.
So more and more Cubans are going into China, which means there's more open shelves everywhere else, and that's where they're getting filled with the New World cigars. Plus, on top of that, the cool thing is the prices are a lot less.
Yeah, Cubans raised their prices
exactly
astronomically.
But what I will tell you is little by little, the international business is going to grow for Aganorsa. It's growing from some other manufacturers, and maybe some manufacturers will deplete some of their U.S. sticks if they're not necessarily paying too much attention. But that's not going to happen at Aganorsa.
So it's interesting to me, and I actually, this is a huge thing I've been thinking about, is the international market and where everybody's going. And it seems like, if you're an international cigar smoker, and I get to talk to people, thankfully through Cigars Daily, all over the world who love cigars, whether it's in the comments of a video like this one or through messages or email. You guys are always looking for the cigars. Now you're going to be able to start finding them. And as you've just been shocked by the price increase on Cuban cigars, it goes anywhere from 15 to 300%. Suddenly you'll start to see cigars that are a little more reasonable, although your taxes will still be obscene, I'm sure. At the same time, in the United States, I have learned that making premium cigars, and this is much of an attribution to you, is a logistically majestic work to do. Mm-hmm. And this does add another complicated facet to that. But even in our private conversations off camera, what Fabian has told me about how cigars will get made and how they will be decided and distributed for international market versus the United States sets my mind at rest a great deal. And so for me, I feel very fortunate that I get to continue to work directly with guys like Fabian and other cigar makers to make sure that that I can get a hold of the best stuff that's out there. And for all the rest of you around the world, you're going to be able to look forward to that stuff too. So do leave a comment down below. Have you heard about international cigars and like the push to push cigars into the international markets, or is this a brand new conversation for you, or are you an international cigar smoker who's very excited about this? And I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
And by the way, all you Americans going internationally, if you're going to Iraq, Malaysia, or Poland, Aganorsa cigars are there already, so you'll be able.
You guys are in Iraq?
Yes, we are in Iraq, and by the end of the year we'll be in Dubai, and whatnot. But yeah, Iraq, Poland, Spain, and Malaysia, we're good to go already. So plan your trip on Malaysia Airlines
accordingly.
Pick your special little island, and you'll have Aganorsa cigars there to enjoy, and you'll have good things to look at, good things to drink, and you're enjoying your time.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Brother. I will see you on an island in Malaysia.
That sounds perfect. Okay. We'll take the same flight.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you all so much for watching. Do join the community on Cigars Daily Plus. This is Tim and Fabian both signing off for Cigars Daily, and I will see you in the comments.
Cigar Daily!